F125's Platinum Trophy is probably one of the most straightforward in the entire series, especially in comparison to the exhausting F123 Elite Racer Trophy. But this year comes with something special. With the release of the F1 movie starring Brad Pitt as veteran driver Sonny Hayes, there's a buzz around the sport and the game that's hard to ignore. So I thought, why not line things up? In my career mode run, I actually signed Sonny Hayes, partnering him up with none other than Michael Schumacher. However, things aren't all sunshine and rainbows. To earn this Platinum Trophy, you'll have to grind your way to an overall driver rating of 99 in career mode. For the trophy, Top Driver. Before jumping into career mode though, let's pick up with Breaking Point once more. This year's Breaking Point continues the story from F123, with all of the characters making a return. Of course, that means the main two, Aiden Jackson and Callie Mayer. The story is pretty entertaining, but realistically, it's not the most entertaining for a video. In short, you could choose who you want to play as in certain chapters, and the first trophy is earned in the first chapter for making that decision. There are 15 total chapters in this year's Breaking Point, and on my way through completing them, I earned a trophy for winning my first race, completing 10 races,
Yes, go! Let's go! Yes! That's it, lads! You beauties!
and also completing Chapter 3, Chapter 11, and finally, Chapter 15. This year's Breaking Point does kind of wrap things up as if it could end here, but I guess we'll see if it makes a return in F1 27. For career mode, I decided to start with my team, which has had a complete overhaul this year. Basically, this is the sole reason that the F1 Manager games have been cancelled. I think the only thing this is missing that would make it better is the ability to simulate watch the races, and then jump in and take control when you need to. I think that would be a really nice feature. Anyway, enough waffling. In full movie spirit, I chose to play as the Apex GP team from the film, with Sonny Hayes and Joshua Pierce as my lineup. Now this was fun, but I hit a little bit of a problem early on. I wasn't sure if all trophies could be earned in the My Team mode. It turns out some can, and others require you to play the standard driver career. That being said, the My Team trophies are pretty straightforward. I think you can earn most of them with any team. The first one I unlocked came straight after my debut racing win with Sonny Hayes, just for doing some basic research and development. But it was here where I started to feel like there may have been some restrictions with managing a preset team, especially Apex. They're a pretty weak team, so we weren't winning anything anytime soon. So thus, JC Racing was born. Yeah, I'm pretty good at naming things, I know. Okay, so it wasn't going so well playing as Sonny Hayes, so I'm going to sign him as a second driver, and Michael Schumacher is going to be my main driver. This just gives me more control over what I can manage, basically, which is needed for the Platinum. A lot of the My Team trophies are pretty self-explanatory, and you don't even need to do much racing. As long as you qualify on pole position and then simulate, with a good car and a good driver, you're likely to win the race. Basically, all of the trophies are tied to leveling up your personal skills or completing activities. And there's a trophy for 25 activities, completing an owner's training activity, and my first specialisation as an owner, which is sort of just earned by winning races and getting XP. With all the wins we were getting, it was also attracting sponsors, and by placing one of them on my car, I could earn another trophy. Eventually, I earned my first accolade. These would also be needed in driver career to boost my rating, but this one here was for getting constructor points. Brilliant. I also earned some fan-related trophies, as I reached level 5 and maximum sentiment. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure how you earn these, but they sort of just come naturally anyway. But now it was time to do some contract negotiations with the sponsors. There are two kinds of sponsors. Your title sponsor, which is your main income and focus, and then many secondary sponsors, which is like the one we put on the car earlier. For simply signing a new contract, we'd get locked in. But there's also a trophy for securing a sponsor contract after proposing a more favourable counteroffer. And this requires a bit of luck, but I found changing to a different sponsor worked for me. Another method is also reaching maximum loyalty with a sponsor, which is actually also another trophy. Regarding the secondary sponsors, you also want to reach maximum loyalty with one of them, and there's also an activity you want to keep doing to discover 5 secondary sponsors. That is a really simple one, it just took me ages to actually select the right thing. As we approached the end of the season, it was time to sort out contracts with the drivers too. Sonny Hayes loved being in this team, because frankly he wasn't good enough, but that definitely made trophies easier. We entered endgame talks to earn Closing the Gap, and then a week later he accepted my lowball counteroffer for Signature Success. He'd take what he could get, because as you can see, he wasn't even in the top 10 of qualifying with the fastest car on the grid. Schumacher, however, was pulling through, and he won us the Drivers' Championship. Now unfortunately, there was a glitch trophy. As you can see here, I definitely won the Constructors' Championship too. but for some reason it never popped here, so I guess we'll come back to that one later. I did, however, earn a trophy for completing my first full season. The Mighty mode was now just a case of qualifying first and simulating, as I unlocked a trophy for earning 25 podium spots, and ultimately earning enough money and waiting enough time to have one facility advance to Phase 4. And with that, now we can move on to driver career. Where as much as I'd love to play as Sonny Hayes, it just wasn't feasible for hitting rank 99 with a driver, as it would take one hell of a long time simulating to reach that. So instead I opted for frankly the boring option, Max Verstappen. He's already ranked 94, so surely it shouldn't take too long, right? Initially, I was actually playing and winning each race, as this would help with a few more trophies. And in my second race, I used an old F1 trick. By rewinding and completing the same dynamic objective over and over again, on the 25th time, it would earn the trophy. Oh my god, it does work. Following orders, complete 25 dynamic objectives in driver career. Progress is pretty slow here. It takes multiple seasons and lots of races. I was doing a mixture of simulating and racing, and towards the end of my first season, I reached a rating of 96. I also earned my first accolade for becoming world champion, and this gives us a nice boost of 7,000 focus and a trophy. But unfortunately, here's where things started to go wrong, as once again, trophies weren't popping when they should have. As you can see here, clearly we won the Constructors' Championship, and once again, no trophy. I also decided to move to Mercedes, mainly because them having a worse car but me still winning races would actually increase my stats at a higher rate. Right, we go to 99 with a 2-season contract with Mercedes. Max Verstappen at Mercedes sounds a bit weird, but you know, it's just a game. That should give me a trophy though. That's really annoying. Really annoying. What I did was close my game completely and restart and continue. And that seems to fix things, as my first race popped a trophy related to specialists. Perktacular. Okay, trophy seems to be popping. Earn 4 perks from your specialists as any driver in driver career. Specialists are basically just members of each department who can set you tasks. Level 3 specialist, that's finally popped as well. I'm not sure what is glitched and what's not, but seems trophies are popping now at least. Which was earned just after I completed my 25th race. Finally, things started to look up, as after Brazil, I finally got my Constructors' trophy. Oh, there it is, one for the team, win the Constructors' Championship. Finally. That's the second to last race of the season, so yeah, it was just glitched last time. We're slowly approaching 99. I think it's going to be another season though. Well, it will be. And after winning things once again in Abu Dhabi, the trophy for completing a full season was earned. Continuing my contract with Mercedes also earns the contract trophy from before. Sign the dotted line, there it is, agree to a multi-year contract. That contract was 0 years, but this time it's popped. And all that was left now was reaching 99 with Max, and this took another 2 further seasons. Basically, you'll want to get accolades and win rivalries, as they give you a huge boost. Top 3 finishes was a nice push to 98. And with a rivalry win over Charles Leclerc, followed by the accolade for race wins, we were so close to the max rating. Oh, I'm so close. The rivalry one helped. One more season, I guess. Great. Oh, I'm so close. I'm literally a sliver away from 99 now. All it took was winning another rivalry to push things over. Oh my god. Top driver. Finally. Oh, finally, Max is 99. Thank God for that. F1 World is the last game mode, and usually this is the first thing I go for, but instead I left this for last. Yes, this is fan zone, and I mean, there's only one choice for me. It's Lando McLaren, which gives me in the zone for locking in my fan zone choices. The trophies in this game mode were a mix of cleanup, as I'd be doing loads of races, and just some natural progression. New to F1 25 is invitationals, and these are just glorified events. I don't really know the point of these, but I do count as online races. And that actually means that this year, you can actually get the platinum without completing a single ranked race, which once again, compared to F1 23, is a huge deal. So the trophies earned very simply in F1 World, with finishing on the podium in an online race, participating in 5 F1 World events, participating in 5 online races, completing 25 F1 World goals, and finally completing 5 invitational events. And with those out of the way, it was just a case of cleanup. The first shifting me over to time trial, where I would need to complete 25 clean laps. Perfect, there it is, a Time Lord. Doctor Who reference. Complete 25 clean laps in time trial. Now I'm not 100% sure if this counted towards Smooth Driver for completing 100 clean laps, but it wasn't long before that was earned too. And that's because I was now repeating races for 2 trophies. For a lot of people, it seems that your license level carries between years, and you don't need to grind to license level A. Unfortunately, I am not one of those people, and that meant just playing more races and ensuring I got clean laps to slowly increase this. The real longest trophy in this game mode outside of that is for having your F1 car's tech level reaching 250. This basically means after each race just equipping your new parts to make sure it's constantly increasing. So yeah, once again, the last 3 trophies just came naturally. As I completed 50 races, equipped the new parts. Is this going to work? It is tech milestone, reach tech level 250. So annoyingly, the only thing I need now is license A. And as you can see, I still have a bit to go before I've hit A. So quite a few more races of just getting clean laps. And finally, after many clean races, got license level A. Hopefully, they don't make me do this for F1 26 again. Oh my god, that's it. License to drive, achieve license level A, which gives me F1 Legend. I'm so sick of doing the licenses online. That's the second time I've had to do it. It's just not a fun grind. But there is the platinum. So if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. As always, a huge shout out and thank you to my channel members, and you can click on screen to see another video by me.